Dante Alighieri was born in the year 1265 in Florence, Italy. His parents died when he was young. He married Gemma Donati. When Dante was 9, he met Beatrice. He would hold her up as an ideal of romantic beauty, immortalizing her in poetry such as New Life, yet it does not appear he ever acted on his feelings in any way. During Dante's time period, the city was split between two groups, the Guelphs and the Ghibellines. Let's understand why these groups were enemies. They originated in the 12th century from the names of rival German houses in the struggle for the title of Holy Roman Emperor. The Guelph-Ghibelline conflict continued for another 2 centuries as it became a specifically Italian conflict between forces supporting the Holy Roman Emperor and those supporting the Pope. In the year 1300, the Guelphs split into two factions, Whites or Bianchi and Blacks or Neri. Dante belonged to the White faction opposing Pope Boniface VIII. It all started in Pistoia, where the Cancelliere family had an insignificant accident. It seems that one nephew was punished by an uncle for throwing a snowball. A few days later, in revenge, the nephew struck the uncle. It would have all stopped there, as the uncle took nothing of it. However, his son Fogaxia caught his cousin and cut off his hands. Like seriously, his hands. Then, as if this were not enough, he went after the father, his uncle, and killed him. Well, let's say the kid had some troubles. A feud developed among the ruling Guelphs over the murder which resulted in the splitting. In the year 1302, however, Dante was exiled for life by the Pope Boniface VIII, switching his allegiance to the Ghibelline party. After this, we have no record of where he was, although many historians have the theory that he wandered around Europe and ended up in Paris. Dante might have been driven out of Florence, but this will be the beginning of his most productive artistic period. Religion was extremely tied to politics in this time, and the Pope was a prominent political figure. Even the Holy Roman Emperor, or the most secular influence, was Catholic. During his exile, Dante could write his most important creations such as On Monarchy and the Divine Comedy, which talk about politics, specifically about the Pope and the Holy Roman Emperor. Dante strongly believed in the separation of church and state. The Divine Comedy is actually not so funny. It's more like an allegory of human life represented as a visionary trip through the Christian afterlife, written as a warning to corrupt leaders. The poem follows Dante's journey through the 3 Christian realms of the dead, hell, purgatory, and finally heaven. The Roman poet Virgil, who represents human wisdom, guides Dante through hell and purgatory, while Beatrice, who represents divine wisdom, guides him through heaven. The structure of the 3 states of afterlife follows a common pattern of stages plus an additional one. 9 circles of hell, followed by Lucifer's level at the bottom, 7 rings of purgatory with the Garden of Eden at its peak, and the 9 celestial bodies of heaven, followed by the Empyrean. Let's concentrate in the most important of the 3. Dante's Inferno paints a very vivid picture of what hell might look like. Dante wrote the Divine Comedy as a satire in the religion and politics of Italy during. Dante places people in different levels of hell in accordance with the severity of the sins they committed. Limbo, the first circle of hell, is beautiful, civil, and death. The knowledge might well be perfection, but it is the knowledge of God what really matters. For this reason, Dante put great thinkers and poets in his version of hell. People such as Ovid, Homer, Plato, Lucan, and Aristotle will perish in Limbo. Another important characters that are included in Dante's Inferno are Achilles, Cleopatra, Medusa, Pope Boniface VIII, Celestine V, and Nicholas III. Achilles being the Pope does not necessarily mean you're a good person. The traitors are placed in the lowest level of hell, with Satan himself. Judas, Cassius, and Brutus are the 3 greatest traitors of history, by Dante's accountings. They are being chewed on by Satan as punishment. Dante punished traitors more severely than anyone else. Dante felt that those who had pledged their allegiance to the Guelph party and then turned their back on it, for personal gain, deserved the worst form of punishment. Wait, that sounds like somebody we had mentioned before, doesn't it? Yes, even though Pope Boniface VIII never physically shows up in Inferno, he's a major figure both in Dante's political life and as a symbol of sin. Don't think that Dante excluded Boniface from hell out of some act of generosity. The only reason Dante didn't include him was that at the time of Dante's writing, Pope Boniface VIII was still alive, and he could have sentenced him to death, but our genius fleshed out a character for his readers without actually having him show his face once. However, his name marks a number of appearances. Dante figuratively puts Pope Boniface VIII in the lowest layer of Inferno along with the greatest traitors in history being chewed on by Satan. In the Purgatory, Dante must learn to reject the earthly paradise he sees for the heavenly one that awaits. Virgil leads Dante in a long climb up the Mount of Purgatory through the 7 levels of suffering and spiritual growth, representing the 7 deadly sins, before reaching the earthly paradise at the top. Beatrice leads Dante to the Paradiso up through the Empyrean, where God resides. Along the way, Dante encounters Thomas Aquinas, King Solomon, and Dante's own great-grandfather. In the final sphere, Dante comes face to face with God himself. The journey ends here with true heroic and spiritual fulfillment. Dante gives us the most widely known version of the afterlife, and for most people, Dante's Hell is the standard picture that jumps to mind. For some people today, this book is still taken very literally and is once again a warning about the consequences of living an immoral life.